at let's go ahead and share my screen so you can see it. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move into week 3, which week 3 is basically dealing with the wireframe, and that's pretty easy. This is gonna be due by the end of class today. So I'm gonna go over why the wireframe is important, guys. So we're gonna look at some concept of the wireframe, and basically the wireframe is what your app or layout would look like. It's basically in the early stage of developing your app concept, so that's very important. This can be done by sketching. It gives the player and the user an idea of where things are going to be. So here's some examples of the screenshots here. So you have name, maybe your login page. It tells them how, if you look real close, let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Okay, so basically if you look here, what content do you need? What content do you want to include in the app? What should be in the app? How do you navigate through the app? How does the player navigate? Maybe this takes them to this page, or maybe this kicks you back to this page. But you want to get a pretty good flow of how things are going to work. Here's another way you can utilize your wireframe. You can use Google Docs to create your squares and map how it's going to flow. Here's another example. Okay. Some more examples of wireframe. So basically what I want you to do today, you're going to focus on sketching out the flow. You can use some tools that I included inside the lesson. You can actually click on it and it takes you to the wireframes that you can just use their tools to design and lay out how you want it to look. Okay. So these are the questions you want to ask yourself. How do you feel about your sketch? Can you make any of the designers simpler? You want to have a simple user interface. It makes sense. Does the order of the screen make sense? Most importantly, will you be able to build this game using a particular engine? If not, go back to the drawing board and create a simpler version of your design. This is important in the planning stage. Okay? And then basically you want to share, get some feedback on your design, see what people are saying. Okay? So that was basically a quick, and that's pretty much it for sketching. Now let's look at defining a target market. Now when you build out your game, I want you to think about who is the game for. What is the age group? Okay? Basically, why is this game beneficial for that particular target market? So when you look at particular Facebook and different genres, can you guys tell me who is the target market majority for Facebook? Is it a younger crowd or is it an older crowd? Anyone?
It's older people. Older.
Okay, so you have an older age group on there. Okay, so let me ask you a question. When you build out your app, what is your who's going to be your target market? The person who just spoke.
Younger people.
Younger people. Okay, what's the age group? What's the age when you say young?
Like 13 to 13 and plus.
Okay, very good. So see, you have a focus. You have a set focus on who is the target market going to be. Now, what type of features do you think is going to be important for that young crowd? For example, you want to think about the demographics. And when you do your target market slide, all they're asking you is, what is the age, where do they live, the gender, the education, the level, ethnic background, economic status, okay, and in personal characteristic. Does those kids, older 13-year-olds, are they frequent gamers? Are they online a lot? Are they casual gamers? What are the pain points? Okay, what are their budget? What's their life out? That's what this meant by the personal characteristic. And that's basically it on your target market. So slide 3 will be due by the end of class today. I also included in here a slide deck. This is a PowerPoint that you can actually download and you can move things around. You can lay out an app. These are like items that you can move around and play around with if you need a template. Okay, or you can create your own. All right. So basically we got week 3 and then we're going to look at week 4. Week 4 is pretty easy. All week 4 is asking you to do, I'm going to scroll here. I'm going to Not going to go into that today. I'll go into that next class. This will be doing next class. But week 3 will be due today at the end of class. Now notice that there's a rubric. Okay, target market rubric, and I'm looking at your wireframe rubric. Okay, these are the 2 rubrics I'm going to assess you on this assignment. Okay. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to let you guys go ahead. Let me go ahead and stop the recording.